To explain augmented reality, I will use the most basic example, and I will continue with another question. How many of you have ever used a GPS? I should have, yeah. Most of you have used a GPS before, no? Okay, so let's think for a moment of that experience of driving a car. No? When you're driving a car, you have a reality in front of you in the way you can perceive it through your windshield and your windows. And then depending on how familiar you are with the place where you're driving, you will find your way very easily, or you will get lost constantly, which is usually my case. I have a horrible sense of orientation. But then, when I use a GPS, when you use a GPS, it's much easier to find your way around. No? That's the most basic example and the most basic way in which we experience augmented reality. No? Through navigation and applications that help us navigate different places. And I want to emphasize something. The GPS itself is not enough to explain augmented reality. The GPS is only virtual reality. You can even play with your GPS in your living room. I don't know why anyone would do that, but in theory that's something that you can do the same way you play with Google Maps in a computer desktop. That's not augmented reality, that's only virtual reality. But now when you drive and you superimpose that layer of information that the GPS delivered to you in real time in a way that it results in an enhancement, in an augmentation of your perception of that reality, that's what augmented reality is about. Okay? When it comes to formal definitions, many have been given. I will show you three of them. For instance, this is from a book that was published last year. Nicolas Mariette, in an article included in this book, he says, augmented reality is any augmentation enhancement to playing on our own reality. This is the broadest definition that can be given, and it's not a good definition. You will see at least two problems immediately. One of them is that it's a tautology, no? It's a tautological definition where the same words that are already included in the concept are being used in the proposition. So it doesn't define anything really. Another definition, that is one of the most quoted definitions, comes from this article by Ronald Azuma, where he says, augmented reality combines real and virtual information, what I was saying before. No? It is interactive in real time. What I was explaining when I said, is when you use the GPS while you drive, when you are interacting with the reality. And it operates and is used in a 3D environment. Those three components, according to Azuma and most research on augmented reality, need to be part of the application to be considered augmented reality. And finally, a more refined definition and more sophisticated definition in the way the different terms are used is this one by Michael Haller. This comes from a book from 2007. He says, augmented reality research aims to develop technologies that allow the real-time fusion of computer-generated digital content with the real world. Okay. Reality plus virtual reality, augmented reality. So it's a more sophisticated, fancier term, but basically it's the same idea. And then he adds, unlike virtual reality technology, which completely immerses users inside a synthetic environment, augmented reality allows the user to see three-dimensional virtual objects superimposed upon the real world. And that's what we're seeing at the beginning in the book, no? Those 3D objects superimposed, floating over the book. That's what he's referring here when he's mentioning those 3D objects. Okay, we can spend the rest of the afternoon going over definition of augmented reality, but that's not our purpose. As I said, I want to show you augmented reality. So let's look at a couple of examples. This is a company, a French company, Total Immersion, that is a leading company developing different applications of augmented reality with different purposes, mostly in e-commerce, no? In the area of e-commerce. One of the apps they developed, and I need to go back to my iPhone.